Thank you. Thank you. As John said, he's asked me to give you a reflection from my life on something that formed me, and how that's continued to form me through the years. Now, I'm going to be talking a little about the church, but that's the church in general and nothing regarding you. And I may talk about some people within the church, which is nothing to do with you, because I think like when... when I first came to this place, you are a precious people and a precious church. That's what made me very nervous about joining you. John will tell you, it took him quite a while to persuade me, not because of you, but because of me. But perhaps this I'm giving you a little crack, opening the door of my life, which I hope will help you understand a little about me. When I was a boy, I was never encouraged to go to church, apart from one time. My sister was preparing to enter the Methodist ministry. She didn't go into the ministry in the end. This meant she attended the local Methodist church in Fairwater, and I was asked to go along to Sunday school one Sunday. I did. It was awful. I stayed at home the Sunday that followed because Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was on TV, and that was far more exciting to me as a small boy. My mother never encouraged me to go along to church because she had terrible experiences of church in the 30s. That's the 1930s. Most vivid memory that she had, which she didn't share really with us until the time of her death. Her father died when she was 3. He was a coal miner. Her mother, even though her father died, was independent, and she did not want to get remarried, but was forced to by her family. In defiance, she married the wrong person. She married someone she should not have. And he was a drunkard and abuser, not of children, but of ladies. Her mother then lived only for a few short years after that marriage. And my mother used to cry late into the nights when she was 5, asking God to show her a vision of her mother. She never had that vision, but she did have others when she was older. The stepfather drank all the money that they had. This meant that my mother was unkempt, smelly. Her only possessions, as she described them, was a single brownie dress and daps with cardboard in the bottom. But one Christmas, she tried to attend the local church's Christmas party. And because of her state, she was smelly and dirty. She was half-starved. She was refused entry. Wouldn't we all do that? She looked through the windows of the church at the party that was taking place, the food being eaten, the fun that was in full swing. She wanted to join in, but she was denied. My mother used to say, "Christians, don't talk to me about Christians." Now, fast forward to my early teens, I had a deformed chest and I had to go to hospital to be examined. I was terrified. I promised God that I would do anything if I did not have to stay in hospital. They found nothing wrong with me apart from the deformity. But I had promised. In my late teens and early 20s, I was on a spiritual journey. Unfortunately, I managed to get myself into things I should not have, and that deeply affected my relationship with Christ, and even to this day. But God has told me that will have to be sorted out in eternity. But looking back, God was calling me. I didn't recognize it. You see, I had promised, though I did not know how to respond. In 1993, because of my own stupidity, I lost my job, a very good job. God used that as an opportunity to draw me to him. He must have said, gotcha. And I started to attend Griffstown Baptist Church, and then the fun began. I thought that those attended the place believed, but I was wrong. I thought those who attended wanted Christ, but I was wrong. But despite this, God has always had me by the scruff of the neck and has pulled me and dragged me along, and I've kicked and screamed and said, why me? Why me? Well, I think we all know the answer to that one now, don't we? Because I promised. You may not believe it, but I'm a very shy and reserved person. Now, don't laugh at me regarding this. I find it difficult to interact with people. I don't know what to say. To talk to a crowd terrifies me. But when God asks me, what else am I supposed to do? He enables us after all. And those early years at Griffithstown, Alpha came along. Great for new Christians, and I ran the courses. I became a deacon. Worst decision of my Christian life. You see, I'm a rebel. I'm a believer. I'm not a calendar, fabric and finance man. I didn't fit in because of that. I was naive. And I believe that the Christians at that time wanted the presence of God, but they didn't. He got in the way. Thank goodness that you want the presence of God. That's so precious. I wonder if you know how precious it is. This belief gets me into trouble, a lot of trouble. Ask my wife. I'm naive and I want to live in the kingdom of God and see the miracles and conversions just as it took place in the New Testament times, as this country's experienced down the years. I'm naive and I hunger and see young people, and I'm naive and I hunger to see young people and families saved so their eternity would be secure, that they would have great lives, that they would no longer be lost. I cannot understand why God will not do this. And then I look at the general church and the organization of the church. And we all know the stories that we see in the press. And then the reasons are plainly visible. And I weep because of this. The Christian walk is not an easy one for any of us, but God calls. He calls to me. He says, keep on trying, keep on searching, keep on giving, keep on blessing, discover more of me. Most of the time, I fail at this. Most of the time, I run away, wouldn't you? Yet, there is nothing like the experience of working with God. So in this tug of war that's inside of me, God says, keep close. And if I ask, then do. And I find that I have no choice. I have to obey. I must, because it brings joy, not only to me, but I've seen it in others. And then I wonder, and I ask, why me? Well, I think we know the reason because of that now. Because I promised. As it says, he loved me first, and I have seen what awaits me. So I pray that this reflection has given you some understanding of what has formed me. It was a promise. And now it's continued to mold me and keep me through all the years, no matter what the devil has tried to put it in the way. Thank you.